What's up? It is Wednesday, which means it's the Wednesday show. It's Wired and Wednesday, ya bitch. We are here today on the internet with a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. I love this guy, Mike fucking Squires, all the way
What's
from
good, dude?
Connecticut. How the hell are you, man?
Dude, I'm great. How are you today, dude?
I'm pretty good. The sun's been out all day and I didn't leave my house, so I had time to get some work done, so we'll call it a good fucking day. That was a good day.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Yeah. No, anytime you get work done is a good day. Like dude, I actually can't stand not being productive. Well, that's like my biggest thing.
Have a child and tell me how productive you are.
Damn, dude. That, it's just I can't even imagine, dude. I know, dude. That's like still insane, dude. How do you feel being a dad?
I feel pretty good, man. I really like it. Each day is like this, I don't know. It's amazing. And I don't want to be too like corny about it, but he's sleeping through the night now. He's sleeping from 8 to 8. So it's like,
okay, you got him on a good time, dude.
I'm slowly getting my life back now, and it's been about a week where he's doing it. So I'm still like, I'm kind of walking lightly on the ice, thinking he might, have a regression. But that boy's sleeping right now, so I'm gonna take it. But
no, it's a beautiful thing, dude. That's crazy.
Mike Squires doesn't drink, but I got 2 beers, so I'm gonna drink for him.
One for me, dude. Yeah. Thank you, dude.
Mike, you are such a amazing person to me. Like, okay. And I do have a lot of questions. Before we jump into everything, I should put this mic in front of my face. Before we jump into everything, it is Wired and Wednesday, which means we are giving away a pair of headphones. All you got to do is hit !raffle, and you can fuck around and win a pair of A10 headphones. A lot of you have already won these headsets. So if you win them, you got to send them to, Mike's shorty. You got to send them to Mike's girlfriend if you win a second pair today.
That'd be fire, actually.
Or you gotta donate them to
dude, Sarah. So my girl Sarah, like she plays Fortnite too, and she's better than I am, dude. Like high key.
I am awful at that game.
Dude, Pimo and I are so good, dude. Like it's kind of past its wave and it's like peak point, but P and I still. And I actually use the A10s too, which are like amazing headphones. But yeah, dude, friggin' P and I just like that's our like kind of like relaxation. We'll hop on our headphones and we'll just like talk while we're playing games and just kind of plot on things like there.
Yeah. Well, I would just be screaming the whole time and wouldn't be able to come up with any sort of productive shit for our future. Man, I tried jumping on the other day because my little nephew, he plays it. He comes over on Mondays and Tuesdays, and his older sister like watches our kids so we can work. And he plays Fortnite all day long. And he's 6.
He's at the prime age for being great at Fortnite.
God, dude. He's 6 years old, and so I was like, you know what? I can't let this 6-year-old be better than me at fucking anything, really. Like he's 6.
Dude,
I gotta
it's in his blood, though.
Oh man, I went on there and I started playing this shit, and Jay with Silent Hulk. Gifting out 2 tier 1 subs. What's up, my guy? But
let's go.
Yeah, get your goddamn headphones. Pimo's in here. You fuck around and get some headphones, Pimo. But yeah, I was playing. I the kid was asleep. It was a weekend, and I was like, I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna play this game, and then maybe we could play it together. That would be cool. And I just, as soon as I hit the ground, bam, I'm dead. And then, like, I played, like, 10 rounds in a row. Same fucking shit. And then the last round, there's just a little kid that's like, come on, dude. You fucking suck at this game. And I'm like, oh, God.
Man. Dude, I would love to just... Dude, I'd watch you stream that, even if it was awful, because it just sounds so entertaining. And just, like, frustration might be comedic, dude.
I was so frustrated, and having that kid say that shit to me, just I want to be like, I'm gonna find out where you live, and I'm gonna beat your dad's ass in front of you. Melissa
so
Messner
funny,
with 1,000 bits. What's up, Shorty Bop? We missed you.
Let's go.
This is Melissa Messner's stream now. I don't give a fuck who you are. She owns this shit. She's got the meat hammer on the table. Pimo's here. Speaking of meat hammers, what's up, Daddy? Welcome to the goddamn stream. Now that everything is in order, anyone that just got gifted a sub, hit exclamation raffle. You could win some headphones. All right. If you aren't a sub, now's the time to sub. Fuck around and win some headphones. If you got Amazon Prime, that sub is free. So get some free headphones. Now, Mike, you, my guy.
Yes.
I want to start by saying you are one of the most like focused, positive, like wonderful souls that I've met in the past few years. And you're a younger dude, and I sometimes have an aversion with younger folk in this business because they tend to be the complete fucking opposite of how I just described you. Melissa Messner gifting out 5 tier 1 subs, and that means that she has gifted a total of 303 subs in this channel over the lifetime. Woo! So Melissa Messner is here to remind y'all whose motherfucking stream this is. Messner, goddamn, 303 subs. That's crazy.
Shout out Melissa. That's crazy.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I've always been so impressed by your mindset and your hustle. And with that being said, you're a younger dude. You're here with a lot of like really successful artists. And I feel like we may have talked about this a little bit on the bus on that last tour. But music and photography and now videography, you're even doing some little animation stuff now. You're kind of this renaissance man, and I know that it is, you know, like the kind of tricks of the trade, right? These are things that you need to know. You're willing and able to do it, but was photography the first love, or was music the first love? Did they one beget the other, you know?
So dude, video is actually my main, like, when I was coming up, video actually was the first thing. I came up really doing, like, music videos, and then I kind of, like, as I was doing videos, like, I'd go to the studio with, like, P, because we go back forever, and, you know, we worked on a mixtape in, like, 2012 together, and that's, like, kind of where I started, like, dabbling with production, so I'd always, like, be editing videos, and, like, a video would take, like, an hour or so to render, and that's, like, kind of enough time to do something, but not like really leave the house or anything. So when videos were rendering, I'd open up like music software and I'd just start dabbling in there. And that's like since 2012. And I didn't really put anything out until like 2016 with P. And then like when we like really started taking it serious, and then I don't know, I love them equally. And then photography actually kind of came along the more I started touring, because there just was a need for like somebody to do photo and video.
Yeah, I just like, you know, when I met you, you know, no disrespect, I just assumed you were like the photographer. And oh shit, we're on a level 3 hype train right now. We're 16% into level 3. We haven't gotten this far in a long time.
Dude, I saw the banner go across and I was like getting distracted as I was talking. I was like, I don't know what this means, but I know it's fire.
Damn. Holy shit. Thank you, everybody. Let's see if we can get to level 4. You got 4 minutes left, so I believe in you. I just thought you were the fucking photographer. And I saw you fucking around on the Watsky bus with like a little bit of like, you had the machine open and you were like making beats, and you were talking to Pat about some shit like that. And I was like, oh, okay, so he's like fucking around and making beats too. Like this guy's just kind of all over the place. That's awesome. Shout out to OK Love with the bits.
Let's go.
But how did you position yourself? Because we're talking about there's a giant gap between you making music and making videos and photography and all this shit. But how do you position yourself to the point where you're on a tour bus with me, when you're on a tour bus with Watsky or something like that, and now other people are saying your name? Is that from the music? Is that from photos? Is that from you just reaching out? Is that just you being a fucking nice dude and people being like, I don't give a shit if his photo sucks. I'm bringing Mike Squires anyways. Like, I'm trying to figure out the gap. Like, how do you get from just making music with Pimo to going on tour with people to being able to actually like network to further yours and Pimo's career?
Yeah.
From
no,
all
I see
that
what you're
shit.
saying. Dude, I think we hit level 4.
Yeah, we just hit level 4.
That's insane, dude.
Fucking Jay with the Silent Hulk.
Dude,
AC
so,
Smith.
Damn, we're beasting to level 5. But
let's go.
Okay, yo, so let me answer that. So, I think it's just a culmination of things. So, like, I just was somebody who, and I still am, just somebody who kind of just keeps my head down and work and, like, try to, like, create, like, the best products, whether it's video, music, photo, and just friggin', I guess, like, they all kind of intertwine, though, too, Dude, the fucking... I see it. That's insane. That's crazy.
Let's go. Jesus Christ. Big love.
Friggin', yeah, dude. So, I don't know. I just think, like, I always was interested, like, since my Enigma, I always wanted to be the dude who kind of was, like, the one-stop shop. That was, like, always, like, a goal for me, So,
yeah.
I don't know. I just, little by little, like, I would do, like, a video, and back when blogs were, like, really popular, like, a video I did got posted up on blogs, and then from there, like, just word of mouth. So it kind of just dominoed into each other. Like, there wasn't, like, it's not like I was, like, reaching out to everybody and I was like, oh, like, we should connect on something. It just kind of happened organically.
So then what was the very first step? Like, what was the one? Like, how did you come in contact with XYZ? Like, what? Because clearly there's always a move that, like, that pushed you into that next shit. Like, whether it was, like, shooting for Webby, and it was like, oh, shit, this guy's a shit, plus he's local. Like, what was your move that pushed you into that realm where you were able to start getting more work of that caliber?
So, you know what? I think one of the big things that was, like, so, from a music video standpoint, like, I did videos with P back in the day, and those got picked up on blogs, and from there, like, more artists started reaching out. But a little bit around that time, I picked up a job as the resident videographer at a venue in Connecticut. So I was doing all their shows, and I was just meeting a whole ton of people. Like, they were doing 2-3 shows a week, and not like small. Like, I was really like in the EDM scene at the time. So it was like the Chainsmokers, friggin' like Steve Aoki, and I was like getting to meet them and their like tour managers and their teams and whatnot. So I don't know. I just was like meeting a lot of people through that. And then also I was getting paid really well for the gig at like a young age. So I was able to like reinvest in myself. And as I was doing these videos, I was getting better along the way too. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just think it dominoed. And then, to a point where I started getting asked to travel to go to places. And then I guess just like little, like, I'm trying to think, Webby reached out to me. Like, I don't know what video he saw, but he reached out to me like, after, like, we've known each other for a while too, because Webb's known me since I've been like, was a wee boy, dude. Webb knows me since like 15, 16 years old, dude. Friggin'. And then, so I've just known Webb, and I did music videos for his like dad before I did a video for him, because his dad also makes music.
He's a ripper too, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a beast, dude. So I don't know.
Damn. Sorry, we just succeeded level 5.
Dude, I like see it out the corner of my eye, and I'm like trying to talk, but I'm also getting distracted. But it's like awesome to see, so I can't like.
My shit's all frozen up. I can't even read the chat anymore. My computer's just like
Let's go. This is exciting. This is hella exciting, dude. We're out here to break records, man. I'm with it.
Level 5 complete. Good fucking googly moogly.
Yeah.
So
beautiful day, dude.
So it started as a local scene thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. And I did so many videos for like people in my hometown, dude. Like, I love to tell this story too, because I should have seen this coming. But I did a video for this local artist, and the song was literally called 5 Finger Discount, and I just never got paid for that. And I just think that's the fun. It's like, damn, you got me, but like really, like I should have seen that coming.
That's pretty fucking funny.
I love that story, dude. That's so funny.
Well, that story's probably worth more than whatever you're gonna get from that video, right?
Oh yeah, dude. It's still like super funny. Like, and I was just starting out too. So, but that's like part of like starting out, and like for anybody who's starting out, like, you know, you just gotta, some things you just gotta charge it to the game. You know, you're gonna take those L's, but like, you know, but that's small potatoes compared to like, you know, that's just like part of it, you know.
Well, if that video did anything, Jesus Christ, Melissa Messner.
It's crazy.
My shit is just fucking... I'm not even going to try to read the chat anymore because it's just slammed down. My computer is just in the fetal position in the shower right now going, I can't take anymore. I'm not saying stop. You could fuck this computer until it can't walk anymore. I don't care about this thing anymore. Melissa fucking Messner. We're at 205% on that hype train. 24 seconds left to go. Holy shit. Dude, I think it's your face. I think people just love you. They're looking at your wonderful face. You shaved just...
I shaved just for this.
Dude, and it's fucking working, man. It is working.
I was trying. I knew it would make a difference. I, like, knew it. I was like, fuck, like, do I want to shave? No, but should I do it for Greaves and everybody in the world? Yes, I gotta do it.
Dude, and with all these bits and fucking subscriptions, I might fuck around and get some guacamole on my burrito later. I think I'll be able to splurge a little bit.
That extra chicken?
Dude, I'm gonna get extra chicken and extra guac. I'm gonna buy somebody else in their guac.
Bro,
guac
you're talking crazy now.
Guac on the house.
You're talking crazy, dude.
A round of guac for my folks.
It's super iconic, dude.
I'm trying to fucking tweet out this hype train shit, or what tweet? I'm trying to. There you go. It's in the chat. You know what I'm trying to say.
Boom. I got you.
Yeet. Yeah, man. I think it's interesting. Like, and I've talked with other people on this stream before, kind of about their come up, and it's really interesting because a lot of people want to know how to get to shit, even where you're at. I mean, you and Pimo are putting numbers on the board. Like, you don't have, like, I'd say as your musical identities are, like, you know, you don't have a lot of like touring experience. We tried to get you some touring experience, but you know,
that's okay,
pandemics and shit like that. But you have managed to create that identity without going on the road, which is something that, you know, I have called you multiple times to pick your brain about the ways that you're kind of operating on the internet, because that's very interesting to me, because I want to do that. And it's such a newer way of doing things. And it's like, I could be putting numbers on the board and not have to leave my house for 6 months out of the year. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
But you've been able to create this by using your other talents as a leverage. And I don't want that to take away from your musical talent, or have your musical talent take away from your visual talent. You've just been able to, you've been such a good job at taking the opportunities available to you and kind of shaving a little bit off and throwing it towards, you know, another passion of yours. And that can be really hard to do. And sometimes when people do it, it's very ungraceful and off-putting. You know, you hire a fucking photographer and he's like, hey, have you heard my music though? This shit is fire, bro.
Here's the key though. The key is so simple. It's because it's never what you can do for me. It's what can I do for you? You know what I mean? And just like, the more like, you know, like the more you do for somebody else, like you just gotta like, it's like timing is everything, dude. Like if you're somebody I've been good to for a while and like, you know, we actually like established like a good friendship, like it's anything. Like, it's like, you know, you wouldn't ask a stranger for like something randomly for the most part. You know what I mean? Like
would.
I know they would, but most of the time you're not gonna get it. But it's like, you know, if you built up like a friendship with somebody and they're like actually people that like genuinely fuck with you and you fuck with them, like it's going to make it so much easier, and it's just going to happen organically rather than like you trying to push your like weirdo agenda onto somebody. Like nobody fucks with that. Like,
yeah, that's very true.
You know?
it's it's fucking easier said than done though. Like the what can I do for you, not what can you do for me is easier said than done, especially in this fucking business, man, because I feel like, you know, especially in hip hop, like that's not really the mind state most of the time. Like when you're listening to songs, it's not like, how can I help you so eventually I can further myself? Like it's like, you know, it's like dog eat dog shit out here. And I really appreciate your perspective and your approach to things, because it makes you so approachable, and I know that when something comes from you, it's genuine, whether it's music, whether you need a favor, anything. Like, I'm so happy to assist.
I appreciate that, dude.
With somebody like you.
There's something you said, Key, earlier in the chat too, and you know what it was? It was something like, it's like, even if like my photos weren't like that good or whatever, like friggin', is that like people, I genuinely think I'm like a liked person, and I try to be like a nice person to everybody. Yeah. And that the thing is, like, that'll take you so much further. Like, you could be the most fire photographer, video guy, artist in the world, but if you're a dickhead, like, it doesn't even matter, because no one's going to want to work with you. Like, you're better off being like decent at your career, but like being somebody who's really awesome to be around. You know what I mean? And like, just kind of like learning along the way, because I don't know, like, somebody being a dickhead will just screw themselves out of situations rather than just like being nice. And you never know like who anybody is or who anybody knows. And like, I don't know. I just think it's important to be nice all the time. Like, there's no reason to be a dickhead ever, like, in my eyes, at least.
I mean, I've definitely been a dickhead before, but not on purpose.
Situationally. Like, I mean,
totally
situationally. Yeah, and then people have bad days. That's like, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about like just consistently just dickhead. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like for no reason. Like,
we all know, like, we all know those people.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what I mean? So it's like, nobody wants to be that dude.
Yeah. Except for that dude, apparently.
I don't know if that dude wants to be that dude. But that could be a deeper story. I don't know.
Hey, fuck you, Mike Squires, for being so fucking happy all the time. I hope you fucking choke on a rainbow, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. But it's true, man. I was talking yesterday with Nick, and he was like, do you have any advice for, you know, kind of local artists trying to get their start kind of in the live show realm? And I was like, I sure do, because I still have local openers on my shows, because shit, you might fuck around and meet the next big thing doing that. Yeah, dude. And I have 100%. Met some wonderful artists because of that, but also I've met some terrible artists, and I've met some really mediocre artists with really shitty attitudes. I've met some mediocre artists with really great attitudes, but I'd say the overall theme of everyone across that board was nobody was prepared, nobody was organized at that level. And so I was kind of lending a little bit of advice towards the idea of like, look, it's not that hard to get organized. It's not that hard to communicate. It's not that hard to show up on time. It's not that hard to not be a dickhead. Like, it's your job, right? So you show up. You show up fucking early, even though you know your sound check is going to be half an hour after it's scheduled. That doesn't mean you show up half an hour after it's scheduled. Fuck you, you show up half an hour early then. You know, like, you be there, you ready to work. When they push your shit back a half an hour, then you fucking go, okay, cool. I'll be right here setting up my merch table. Whenever you need me, I'm ready to go. You keep that positive mental attitude and you push fucking forward. You don't show up with a 9-piece band. You don't ask for more than you can get. You don't fucking argue over money. You don't show up in the green room and start drinking the fucking, you know, the headliner's whiskey. You don't rap attack them. Like, it's pretty simple to show up with a good attitude, a piece of paper that's got, like, here's what my stage looks like. Here are my 2 inputs, my 3 inputs, and you tell me what my stage time is. I'm gonna be ready to go 5 minutes before, and my set is 20 minutes. That's what you guys hired me to do, and I'm, my set is, 18 minutes, so I'll be good to go. If I start on time, I'm gonna end 2 minutes early. Like, that communication's gonna make a grumpy old sound guy love you. That's gonna make the promoter remember your name for the next time somebody comes through. That's gonna make me go, man, that guy was fucking super chill. He came up, he was professional, he did his shit. Like, I could tell that he wanted to be here because, he had his little merch table set up. He was communicating with my tour manager to make sure he wasn't stepping on any toe. Like, I've been talking for a while. I've been saying a lot of things, but all of these things aren't rocket science. I feel like when you walk into a room, it's fucking common sense.
Dude. You said the key thing, though, dude. It's communication. Communication is always key. Even if something is getting fucked up and it's out of your control, the second you're able, to calm down and get out of there and just talk to the people that are around you that need to know things, let them know. You know what I mean? I'm not a perfect person by any means. I've had things fall apart, but I think when you're working with people, it's only fair to them that when things are not going right, you at least give them a heads up instead of leaving them in the dark, regardless of any situation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's communication, good or bad, it's just the most important thing, because that's how you're most productive. You're most productive when the communication's great. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you don't know what's going on, it's hard to be productive because you can't base your moves off of what you don't know.
Exactly. And somebody in the comments here says, I appreciate that so much when artists are on time, know what they want, and are organized, especially when they know stuff about their equipment. Fire.
Yeah. And it goes such a long way.
Fucking
with everybody across the board. You just do that. If you do what you're supposed to do and just kill it and crush it and just on time, don't overstep and anything, the headliner is going to love you. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to love you because you're not going to fuck up the rest of the night for everybody else, behind the scenes, you know? So it goes a long way.
I think it's what Buddy X said here is another thing. You called me before the tour and we helped you build a setup that allowed you to just kind of show up, dude, put it down, and be ready to go, easy peasy. And I know that not everybody has that ability, but it's look, if you're a fucking photographer, you know what a camera is, you know what a mini USB cable is, or whatever other shit you need to make your camera work or to get your photos to your computer. You know what Photoshop is, you know how to operate photo. Most likely, if you show up to a shoot, you're gonna have a tripod and all this other shit. So why would you show up to a music venue without fucking any of your shit?
Being prepared.
Why would you show up without any cables? Why would you not know what the cables are? If you are a vocalist and you don't know what an XLR cable is, you need to dip, homie. You gotta go. Yeah.
That's it. Kind of, people being an artist, you need to be open to learning new things. You know what I mean? A lot, and don't get me wrong, there are artists where they have people who kind of do everything for them. But if you're an independent artist, especially an independent artist, fucking, you just got to know your fucking shit, dude. If you're trying to make any play or anything, most of the time you just have to do it yourself. Because as you're starting out, you might not have the budget, you might not have the resources, so it's kind of making whatever you can work with whatever you have and then just building it up little by little, It's just and every time, even if you get a gig that doesn't pay that great, but it pays something, just try to stash it away and just until you can just ladder up, I didn't start on the best equipment, dude.
No.
Nobody does.
No.
I'm not gonna say nobody, but for the most part, people don't start on the best equipment. You know what I mean? So it's just you just got to start with where you can just build up, Otherwise, you're just gonna play yourself.
Yeah, I've had that conversation too on here about kind of, it's not what you use, how you use it. And I know that's definitely a sliding scale for things because clearly, if you start on a fucking Rebel T2i or something like that, that's
exactly what I started on, dude.
And there is room for growth from that camera, but that does not mean that you can't make a bitch sing with that camera. So.
Oh yeah, dude.
I know that there's always upgrades and everything that you can do, but knowing what the fuck you're doing with what you got is super important. Showing up with that attitude is super important. And I look at people like you, and I know you. Like, I know you personally. Like, I'm calling you a friend. You know, you would get an invitation to my wedding. Like, you would. I'd let you touch my baby from a distance. You go like this. You could boop him. You could boop him. And I still don't like. I never questioned your like position. I just like, oh, that's Mike, and if Mike does something, I'm with it.
I appreciate
because
that,
I didn't know anything about you and Pimo until I think the Chris Webby tour.
Yeah, well, that was such an interesting. Like, we had like a very like back and forth year because we technically met at like the SPO show in Maine, and then I saw you on it was either, I don't know which tour was first, but it was like we just had like the SPO show, and then it was like Watsky tour, and then Webby tour, and like we were just like back to back, just seeing each other like constantly for like a year straight, you know. So it's like it was kind of weird because we were like we weren't like in sync. We never like had that conversation, but like we were very like in sync as far as our like movements, like, you know what I mean? Like we kind of were in the same place at the same time a lot.
Yeah, there was just like a switch that got flipped in like 2019 or something like that, and it's like, I'm gonna be around Mike Squires now apparently for like a fucking year.
Yeah, dude.
I'm with it.
That's crazy. But yeah, dude, I think it was a beautiful thing though too, because it's like, you know, like we had just met, and then we just were on 2 tours, and then to the point where like, you know, you invited P and me out on the and like the Hold Up too, but friggin' you guys invited us out on the Cheers tour, which is like, you know, that's insane, dude. That like, and that like meant it still means a huge deal to both of us, dude. Like that's still crazy.
We really wanted that, man. What a fucking like. I think often.
Pour one out.
I do. I think often about you and specifically Pimo because you've been on tour. Like, it's not a mystery
dude,
to you,
bro.
But
no,
like,
I know, dude. I think about that too.
I think about it was set up for him to have a very interesting experience because we were playing some markets that apparently the Hold Up does really well in, but I've never even been to. So if he didn't do well in, we were going to have some stinker shows. And we had that fucking Bammer ass show in Vancouver because everyone's like, I'm not going out. I'm going to get fucking COVID.
Yeah, dude.
And, you know, I think that's important too because I've seen people, I'm not going to name names because I don't think that's very fair, but I have been in close proximity of artists that have been given tours to help start their career. And they have done those tours for a long time. And those are big sold out, you know, 5,000 cap room tours. And when they go down a notch, they think that they actually have like lost something, like they're like they should be doing better, like they should be doing those 5,000 cap shows, when the reality of it is you haven't fucking done a headliner show ever. So if you want 5,000 people at your show, you got to figure out how to bring 5,000 people to your show. And it can't just be you playing for other people's crowds. That's not your crowd. You didn't earn that. That's not yours to say that you deserve. So I think a tour like that would have been really good for him because there were going to be some really good shows like that. And then there were going to be some fucking rough ones where it's like, okay, this one sucks. Let me see your attitude tonight. Like, are you going to show up and be like, man, this crowd sucks? And it'd be like, if you came back tomorrow as a headliner, none of these people would be here. So I say if there's fucking 3 people in the crowd, then walk away with fucking 2 fans that night. You know, one dude's not feeling you, and then fuck it, get the bartender on your team too then. Like, that's always been my mentality since I started this shit. And
it doesn't matter if there's 1 person or 10,000 in the crowd like that. And that's like something that like when P and I like were rehearsing too, is just like, you know, it really doesn't matter. Like, you just give the show with all your heart regardless, you know, because that's how, like, you're gonna, like, regardless of who's in the crowd, like, the idea is to win everybody over and, like, actually get them to, like, you know, willing to check out your music even a little bit more. That doesn't even make them fans yet. Just check me out. You know what I mean? And just like if they can, like if you can, you're never gonna win over a fan with a bad attitude on stage. You know what I mean? It's like
no, and the funny thing about this art form is like okay, I like playing music, but only when there's enough people watching me and liking me to validate me, or else I don't like doing it. And it's just like jacking off pretty much. Like it's at that point, it's like if you really like this shit, right? Like I like the emotional feeling of playing music, and so when I'm playing it and I hear those chords and I feel it, it still feels good to me. That doesn't mean that like I've definitely been disappointed in crowds before when like I had shown up to a place one time and it was packed, and then we showed up and it was not packed, and we were kind of like banking on it like financially for that show to be packed. So like I've had my you know, I've been disappointed like that, but I don't feel like I ever show up being like, y'all, if there's 5 people out there and this shit is fucking whack.
Yeah, but that's all part of the game too. You know what I mean? It's like it's all part of the process. Like things are gonna go up, things are gonna go down. It's just like you're gonna take L's, you're gonna take W's. Like it kind of all like balances. It's just everything balances out eventually. You know, it's like as long as you keep doing it, the only way you could ever really play yourself is just if you stop. You know what I mean? Like if you keep going, like eventually you'll start taking W's. You're gonna take L's, but it's just all part of it. You know what I mean? Like it's part of the game. And like anybody who's like trying to get in the game and really get there, just you know, like not every like I don't know who I was talking to recently. It might have even just been like a DM, and like the dude was like telling me about like I don't know, the way he was talking, like he just felt like his like journey needed to be like a certain way, and it's like
very common.
You know, yeah, like you know what I mean. You just got to like jump into the journey and like start doing what you got to do, and then whatever happens along the way. Like there are things you can do to like you know like make your chances of like songs performing better do better. They're like you know what I mean. There are things that you can do, but you're not gonna know until you go. So that's pretty much that.
It's very true, drop. Man. And it's like, you know, how do you like, it doubles back to that attitude. Like, and for somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience in the live show realm, like, it's such a blessing that you're able to look at it that way, because I do attribute those things to success. And I will be honest, I do think it is a slower road to success that way. Because you're taking the slow and steady pace at that point instead of the like fucking accelerated like but I believe due to my own experience that it sets heavier roots,
longevity, dude,
when you do that. And I have most of these places that you guys have seen me in. I started playing those cities when there were 10 people in the shows. And sometimes, when you see me now, there's 10 people at the shows. 16 years into my career, sometimes there's still 10 people at the shows. Now, if every show I did was 10 people, I couldn't do shows anymore, because I can't afford to travel from city to city off of 10 people's, door cover. I need to be able to get guarantees. I need to make sure that the promoter's making money so that I can make money, so that I can come back and do this. And I've been lucky enough to have that foundation and build that. And there's a lot of cities that I feel like probably for the next 10 years, even if I'm not doing full national tours, I'll be able to, make runs to and still have a pretty strong fan base as long as I keep making music, as long as I keep tapping in with the fans and all that shit. But yeah, it is a slower route that way, but I do think when you build that, it sets a strong foundation. So if you and Pimo started grinding it out grassrootsy and doing those tours and really started building that foundation in Connecticut and shit like that, you'll always have Connecticut.
Yeah, but I always think too, the biggest thing is you can come in the game really fast, but you might leave the game really fast. Where it's if you build it up over time, just the slow, the the way I look at it, it's just like the longevity. Like if it takes 10 years to build something, like you know what I mean, you'll have like the spike, you know? Like I'd much rather have a catalog of music that people genuinely fuck with than like one song that's it. You know what I mean? Like, cause you want people to like, cause when people like one song or something like that, like that's not like a fan. You know what I mean? It's more like fans are people like when they, you know, like really take in your whole catalog and, you know, really enjoy you as like a person and like your message and like, you know, like understand like the passion that you put into the music where it's like, I don't know. That's how I view it at least. Like, you know, like I want them to like ride on the journey with me, like not just be like there for like a second, you know? So I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does. I was also reading a comment in here that said my husband played a show once and they booed him and told him to play Vanilla Ice. Killed it, by the way. And now I think this is another thing to add to that idea is that maybe knowing your lane a little bit, I think is important.
Yeah.
Because maybe those dudes were saying play Vanilla Ice because they just saw like a white dude making hip hop music or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, come on, Vanilla Ice," and like some fucking drunk fucking tchotchke in the crowd was like, "Go play Vanilla Ice," and there was a little enough amount of people there that they all just kind of joined in with him because they didn't want to get fucking roofied by this dude or some shit like that. But like, it's we've all fucking been in crowds with these motherfuckers, and goddamn, Melissa Messner gifting out 5 more tier 1 subs.
Dude, shout out Melissa.
And yeah, it's the wrong venue, it's the wrong crowd. Maybe you're opening up for the wrong artist. Like, I've definitely said no a lot. You know, I've said no to people that want to open for us, just from looking at their shit, and the promoter's like, look, they bring like 200 people, and I'll be like, I don't care. I don't want 200 fucking, you know, metalheads. Like, if this was a metal show, I'd be down, but like, this is gonna be fucking awkward. Like, this, I get it that you're trying to line your pockets right now and you're trying to put people in the room, but you're putting the wrong people in the room for one thing. And paying attention to that, also taking a little bit of risk in that department, like, I think is fair, but you gotta use your own like judgment. Like, when I went on tour with Pepper, I felt that was a pretty far lean for me. But it worked out pretty well. There were some nights where I really fucking had to work for it, and there were definitely some nights where some fucking dickbag bros in like fucking board shorts and flip-flops were just like chanting "Pepper, Pepper, Pepper" during my set. And I wanted, like, I ended my set short, not that they knew or anything, you know, they don't know my set time, but I was like, I kept the attitude, everything, but just when we were done with one song, we skipped straight to "Kidding Me," which is a song that I always close my sets out with. Yeah. Always. No. And so I look back at the band and I was like, just play "Kidding Me" and we're going to get out of here. I went through my shit. They're still chanting it. I fucking go through. I'm not looking at them. I'm pretending I'm somewhere else. We're in Disney World. Literally, we are in Disney World playing this show. And that's fire, though. I'm fucking, you know, zoning out, and then I leave and I get off stage and I'm like, I want to go out there and just start fucking punching people. Like, I fucking
see you real soon.
Yeah, I was so fucking mad. And I remember on the Watsky tour, apparently that happened, but my in-ears are negative 24 decibels, so I can't hear shit, except for what's coming in through my in-ear monitors. But I guess somebody was chanting fucking Watsky during the set, and then Watsky went on Twitter, busted that motherfucker out during my set, found him, and because people were going like this, they were like pointing in the crowd.
That guy, this guy right here.
Didn't even know what was going on, and then Watsky had that fucking dude kicked out. All while this all happened, I
didn't remember it till you. I didn't remember it till you say it. That was probably one of the most gangster thing I've seen Watsky do. I was like, oh my god, dude, what?
He's like,
not having it.
I'm in. Where we were like Columbus.
That's so rude.
Or
I don't remember.
Cleveland?
So I don't remember. I just remember like that. Like some moment like that, and I was like, damn, like I was like, yeah, George is a fucking boss, dude.
You know what the crazy shit is? The kid was wearing a Greaves hat.
Bro, it be your own kind, dude.
Dude, man, sometimes you just can't trust a motherfucker. Yeah, he found him on Twitter, like, was in the backstage. Somebody went and told him, or he heard it from backstage, and he went on Twitter and was like, everyone at the Ohio show, find this motherfucker. I will not have this at my shows. I'm not going on until he's out. And people were just like, blink, and like pointed him out. Dude got kicked the fuck out. Him and his like drunk mom or whatever got kicked out, and all from Twitter from backstage.
Yeah, dude. Dude, bro. But that's the thing. Tor is like such an interesting like thing just in general. It's like just the weirdest and funniest. Like honestly, all my best life stories have come from Tor.
Oh yeah.
Like I think at least, you know what I mean? It's just because there's just stuff you can't even make up. It's just like, oh my god, that happened. And by the time you process what the weird thing is just happened, you're already fucking moving to the next city. You know what I mean? So it's like.
And I think it's like, man, I pretty much know someone everywhere now. Like, you could drop me off at pretty much any major metropolitan city in the country.
I relate, dude.
And some parts of the world, and I could just, like, be like, hey, I'm gonna go kick it with blah, blah, blah. Like, I could just dip out and, like...
Bro, it was so I had a layover in... It was fucking Stockholm, Sweden.
Ooh, that's my place.
Dude, so like when Webb did his first Europe tour, like we had a layover there, but it was like a few hours, and we decided to go like around. So, so one of my homies' producers, Blue Lake, is out there, and I was like, "Yo, come hang out. I'm only here for like 4 hours." And he came out and just like I don't know, it's just like cool. Like I just feel like I have friends everywhere too, where I could just like text somebody in fucking Sweden and just be like, "Yo, come hang out, dude."
Yeah, I'm like, at Arlanda Airport. Fucking roll up, dog. Let's get it.
Yeah, dude. But no, it's really good, dude. Yeah, I've met so many incredible people just from like tour alone, dude. It's just like, the people I've met like from tour, just like, and they like, there's something about touring with somebody that just kind of like, assuming that they're not a dickhead, like, you know, you become like really family with like these people. You know, it's just like there's like some sort of like it's like that summer camp connection. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's like a dysfunctional band camp. Like it's fucking because you spend so much time around people, and sometimes you go through some crazy shit on tour too. And it's just like us. Like we were on tour and faced a worldwide pandemic, and like. Had to fucking get a bus home and like facilitate everybody getting home, and Pimo had to fucking fly home and then like quarantine in a hotel for like a fucking week.
Bro,
like what that dude just fucking got it so bad.
Bad luck Brian to the max, dude. There's so I mean, obviously it still sucks that the tour got canceled. Not thrilled about it, but there are some hilarious moments that came from it that I just like fucking as we were like leaving to go to the airport, like Colin was like I was like texting Colin in the bunk. Oh, and Colin's in the chat too. I'm sure he'll remember this. So like, we're like, I'm texting Colin. I'm like, yo, like, can you drop us at the airport? Like, our flight's in like 2 hours. Like, if we don't go straight to the airport, like, we're not making this flight. And he's like, I gotta see. And I'm like, just sitting there like suspense. I'm like, yo, Colin, what's the word? Like, what do we do? And then so we finally, he's like, okay, we're going to the airport. And so I was like, okay, so we got to the airport. We get to the airport, and Colin's like giving us a hug goodbye, and we're just standing there. And he's like, what's wrong? He's like, P and I are like, Colin. He's like, yes. He's like, our stuff is in the back. He's like, son of a bitch. He just like, fucking like gets out, just like half asleep, eyes squinted, just like goes back, like opening the trailer so we can get our stuff. And dude, but yeah, there's
that's
a lot of
Colin
fucking
right there. That is organic farm to table fucking Colin right there.
Dude, but it's like one of my favorite memories because he just like squinted his eyes. He just like, we just knew, like, P and I were, like, so gentle about saying it because we knew he was going to get pissed. We're like, yo, Colin,
Oh, man.
Yeah, dude, so, friggin', yeah, dude. No, it's a great memory. Shout out Colin, dude. I see him in the chat. But
what a warrior, man. Colin is fucking... I don't even, like, take Colin out of the situation... And we just get calls from our agents, and they're like, "Hey, you guys gotta like go home." I'd be like, what?
Bro, that was bro, that was like honestly like But it sucks though because the Cheers tour potential was so good, dude. Like the vibes, like right off rip, just felt like so great.
Yeah, it was gonna be good.
It was gonna be a good one. It would have been iconic.
Ooh, them some
But
good
dude,
beats.
it's just like a lot of like and we probably didn't talk too much while we were like on tour about it, but I just have this ingrained memory. I think we were in Vancouver or like P and I just what's like the Dunkin' Donuts of Vancouver? I
Fucking
forget
Tim
what it's
Hortons,
called.
man.
Tim Hortons. So P and I went to Tim Hortons and we're walking back. We see you and Colin sitting behind the van. I just look over at P. I was like, yeah, dude, tour's over.
Yeah, man, it was bad. And like for me, I was so stressed out because I had a baby on the way.
Dude,
and
bro,
I didn't
yeah.
know what to do. And I was like, well, I need this tour. Like, I need the money from this tour because, I'm staying at home with this kid after, paternity leave with the lady. She's got to go back to work. And so I'm going to be home with the kid. So I need this nobody thought it was going to last a goddamn year, And
Yeah,
so
no.
I'm like, yo, I'm getting sent home in the fucking red like a bitch. Like, I'm losing so much money just from turning around right now.
Yeah,
And
I
now
know.
it's like, and you too, you lost your year from not doing the fucking Watsky tour. And
Yeah.
so I'm like,
But-
I'm starting this whole journey of like fatherhood broke. And then like,
Yeah, I was stressed for you. I'm not even gonna front, dude, because that was like one of the first thoughts that came to my head on the tour. Because it's like, so listen, dude, like, P and I definitely took like an L like on that too. But it's like, at the end of the day, like we were just openers. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know 100% what you and like everybody was going through, but we just imagined that what we went through magnified. That's like how we felt, and we were like, geez, dude, like, so like we were just like. I don't know.
shit was
I don't want
bad.
to say worried because, dude, the thing, I didn't want to say worried because I know, like, I just know who you are as a person, and I know that you'll like figure it out and grind it out, like, and bounce back. But it's a shitty hand to be dealt. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It is, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not like a hand that had like this happened to blah blah blah, and it seems bad now, but it's gonna get better.
It's a hand that no one's ever seen.
No one's fucking been dealt that hand yet, except for like in the the early 1900s with the Spanish flu or something like that. So it's like, what the fuck do we even do? And then when it just kept
Yeah.
going, I was just like, well, this is life now. Like, I got to adapt. Like, this is where we're at. This is what we're doing.
Adapt or die, dude. That's like what was my whole motto last year, dude.
God. How did you do last year? What was one of the things what are some of the things that you did to kind of switch focus to
Dude,
bring that paper in?
Mike Squires, dude, Mike Squires has completely reinvented himself.
Oh,
like,
Mikey Squires.
I'm just like, I know, dude. I know when I say it like that. But so dude, I just picked up projects that I've always wanted to do and just never it was like these are projects that I've always wanted to do, but I've always put them off because I've been touring and stuff. So, I just took a lot of leaps. It started with I dropped a photo book, last year, which like was something I said I wanted to do for years. And
Yeah.
I did that, and that was like a good, nice little, something, but like besides the money, dude, like that was just something I wanted to do for myself. And then I started getting into other projects where it's like, well, it doesn't look like we're touring any soon. And for people that don't know, touring makes up like most of my income. You know what I mean? It's
all
like,
of
yeah,
my
like,
income.
that's what I'm saying, dude. So it's like, friggin', I don't know. I just had to figure it out, but I started doing like a lot of like production. So and I'm just starting to roll everything out now, but I
Ooh, them some
been doing
good
like all these
beats.
producer singles where I'm bringing artists that I've just met over the like kind of DJ Khaled style. I don't know like how he friggin' is with production wise, but like I'm in there like producing everything, like bringing artists together. I'm like, oh, you'd sound great on the hook here, and like really moving around and constructing these records that like I'm like really proud of, and I'm dropping them as like Mike Squires records with whatever artist is on it. And I just dropped one with actually Camila Recchio too, like who obviously.
Yeah.
And
Bazooka!
Jay Wright.
Melissa Messner, 5 more fucking subs. Jesus God, oh Christ.
Melissa, you're a fucking beast. This is insane.
Guac for the whole squad when we're out of here.
Yeah, so I've just been like, and I guess I'm kind of just starting to see the fruits of my last year's labor now because I just started releasing. But Dude, I forget, bro. I have a wild story. Friggin', I just announced a song today, dude, and like it's just a wild Pimo story, but it's like completely off topic from everything we're saying. But
Let's
can I tell
go.
it?
Let's
All right.
go.
So we have this song that like I did the official. We announced it today. So I did the official remix of my homie Atlas's song. That his song Atlas is a incredibly talented singer, rapper, like just a musical genius in my eyes. But he has a song that's taking off on YouTube. Like it might be like getting close to 10 million now. It's like insane, like absolutely going crazy. So, and I've known Atlas for like a while now. He's actually on like this other record that I've known him like forever now. And so I was talking with him. He's like, yo, would you like to do the remix of this song? So I reproduced the song, right? And then I got Pimo on the song. I got my homie Abstract on the song. And we shot a video for it. But here's the crazy part. I just had to set up the story. So the crazy part of this, hold on, did I mute you? Let me see. No, I think
Me?
we're good.
You can't mute me.
No, you're
dog.
good.
I'm unmutable.
No, that's why it was dumb quiet. I just want to make sure. But here, back
Just
to the
listening.
story.
I'm dialed in. I'm waiting to see if there's like,
Pimo, this Pimo
dick shot.
Bro. So everybody comes out. Like everybody's staying at my house now. Like Abstract flew out, Atlas flew out. We're like everyone's scattered throughout my house, friggin', just like sleeping there. P hit me up like probably hours before we're shooting this video. He's like, yo, I hate my verse on the song. I'm like, what do you mean, dude? He's like, I was like, we're shooting in 4 hours. He's like, dude, I hate my verse. And I was like, dude, like, just wait till it's like the final mix and master. He's like, I don't know, dude. Well, I was like, dude, I got to go to bed because I need to shoot this video. I was like, there's nothing you really can do, but here's the instrumental. So I'm like going to sleep, and very faintly, I just hear in the room that he's staying in at my crib, I just hear like the instrumental playing, just very ever so faintly. So like you could just hear it, like, dude, it's like, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's about to make a crazy play. I wake up like 4 or 5 hours later. I have a file in my text of a re-recorded verse. Let me tell you what this motherfucker did. This motherfucker woke, like, keep in mind, everyone's asleep too. This motherfucker goes into my office in the middle of the night. He takes his laptop and he's like, well, he knows I have a Scarlet,
shit.
right?
We're getting raided by Mers right now, and I've been waiting my whole life to get raided by you, Mers, and now you are here.
It's a beautiful thing, dude.
Fuck yes, dad.
Let's go, dude. So, friggin', yo, it's crazy, dude.
Let's go.
Friggin', yo, so I'll wrap up the story. Friggin', so Pete fucking goes into my office. He fucking finds like my Scarlet, which he knows I have. He takes my mic, my friggin' slate. He basically takes the entire recording setup, puts it in a backpack, goes out to his car at fucking 3, 4 in the morning, and re-records the entire verse in his car. Like,
in his car.
And then we fucking recorded the video hours later.
So wait, he tracked his verse, which, okay, I've thought about this. Not the worst place to record.
It sounds good. Like, I like how it sounds. Like, it sounded good. Like, obviously, they're probably not the most ideal vocals in the world, but for what, I mean, dude, the story alone is, like, crazy. Like, it's like, dude, you hated your verse so much that you, like, hours before a shoot, grabbed my studio, like, literally set it up in your car and, like, tracked. Like, and I was like, nah, I don't believe you. And then he's just showing me a picture of him just, like, the laptop on the seat, like, the mic just, like, set up in front of him and him just, like, tracking. And I'm like, yo, you're crazy. And like to rewrite a verse and like retrack it, I was like, yo, you're a crazy motherfucker, dude.
4 hours before the video shoot?
Oh yeah, dude. It's the craziest thing I've seen him ever do. I was like surprised. But the verse is fire.
And is it significantly better?
Oh, bodied. Like it went from like being like a good verse, like it was like a doable verse, to like body bags. You know what I mean? So I was just like, yeah, dude. So I don't know, like, yeah, dude. But that's like when people hit me with excuses, like, yeah, Pimo.
That's wild.
Yeah,
dude. I you know what? I think that's really impressive because to know yourself and to know your artistry so much, and it sucks, and it's an uncomfortable thing to be like, yo, I don't like my I mean, I would have hoped that he would have come to that realization before, you know, the video shoot is scheduled and everyone's ready and it's like 4 hours till the shoot and everything like that.
Yeah.
I would hope that it would be sooner than that. But I guess when inspiration strikes, and the fact that instead of him just going, fuck it, you like just keep the shitty verse, he was like, no.
Yeah,
by all means necessary, I'm gonna phone one in, or you know, I'm gonna figure out how to do this. That's very impressive, Pimo. Hats off to you. I would be, if I was the engineer, video guy, and all that other shit, I would be extremely frustrated with you. But the fact that you, the fact that you pulled it off, works.
So he realized that he didn't like the verse after, because we got the mix literally like hours prior to that. Like we all drove around in the car and like listened to the mix, and that's when he decided he didn't like it. Like after he heard it like really mixed for the first time. So that's like, so I don't like, a lot of like what we were doing recently was like a lot of just like going with the flow and just rolling with the punches and how it came. So a lot of things were like kind of quick like that, you know, but it just kept us moving. So I don't necessarily like blame him for changing it last minute, but I think it just goes to show your character, like show his character that he's just willing to like do what he has to do to get it done right in his mind, you know? And like the result, like it's significantly better. And like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's because he put in the effort.
And you know, so
conceptually,
did it fuck the video up at all? Because like, you know,
dude.
Normally you kind of take a little bit of you borrow,
dude.
And it doesn't conflict with like the new verse. Because I'm assuming you wrote the treatment for the video before you heard the new verse.
Yeah, but the treatment was easy to fucking just same exact treatment. You know what I mean? Like nothing changed. Like conceptually the verse was the same because. I mean, the song, like, thankfully he only had to do a verse because Atlas was on the hook in the first verse, Abstract's on the second verse, and then P just had to fill, like, his verse spot. So it's like, he had, like, a 16-bar, like, you know what I mean, that he just had to redo. So, like, you know, thankfully it wasn't, like, a whole topic change. But, no, it was, like, really, besides Pimo being tired and me being worried about his, like, general mental health for that particular day, like... You know, like, I think everything else was great. You know what I mean? But he wasn't even noticeably tired. But when I think he definitely was like, I was like looking at him. I was like, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good.
That's a long ass day for Pimo. But you know what? He set himself up for that. So, Holy Spice Wolf with the subscription. That's what's up. Holly Spice Wolf. My bad.
Woo!
I just want to give a shout out real quick to Mers for rating our channel.
Shout out Mers, dude.
Mers has been, you know, ever since I was younger, you're fucking legend. And, you know, over the years, I've been lucky enough to, like, know you and get to know you and call you a friend. And I think it's really dope that you slid through and brought some of your people this way to Wired and Wednesday. This kind of just an open conversation about different people's come-ups, and kind of avoiding the avoiding the approach of what I see so much on the internet of like, hey, you want to be this, you want to fucking sell more beats, you want to figure out how to get through beat block, you want to fucking land more shows and tap more ass. Like, it's I want to avoid the kind of snake oily things and talk more about how many different paths there are to enlightenment or whatever it is, and beyond that, beyond the hustle, beyond the come up, beyond the journey. I think it's important to talk about what it is that makes you want to do it to begin with, and who the people are that can help you along that way. And this stream is beyond artists. It's you know, we're doing this shit with like t-shirt makers, with fucking audio engineers. I would love to get some software developers on here. If you guys fuck around with any software developing folks, I would love to talk to them, specifically in the music realm, about like plugins and stuff like that. But you know,
that'd be fucking sick, dude.
I am so interested in that. Like, I feel like I wish I knew how to do that. Colin's learning shit like that right now, and I want Colin, let's make some fucking plugins, dude.
Dude, that's a goal. That's like a life goal of mine, dude. Like, that's on my list. Like, I don't know how immediate future, but dude, I'd love to make a plugin. Like, me, I don't know, like, I don't want to like drop my gems, but like I don't want to do like some sort of like sampler or something where you can like take samples and like really just kind of drop. Like I know there's shit like this that already exists, but like I don't know, some sort of like sampler that you can bring like a track in and friggin' just like really turn it into something else that's like never been done. I don't know exactly what that means or like what it would be, but like just something, you know what I mean?
A sampler that almost behaves as a DAW in a sense.
Yeah.
You fuck around with Arcade a lot, and I think that Arcade is almost what you're talking about because of
Arcade is like I use so much Arcade, dude. But like I just like want, because especially with those sliders too, and like how the effects you can put onto it, like dude, Arcade is just like an amazing sampler. When I sample, that's all I fucking use. But my thing is like, what would be the thing that would take this to the next level? And I don't know what that thing is yet, but I'd love to be partially responsible for it.
the algorithm on the time stretching or whatever, whoever developed the time stretching on that it's really good. It's pretty clean. It gets a little granular when you like really try to like
really go, but like for the most part too, and even just like the pitching and sometimes you're able to like kind of mask things with like effects and stuff that they have on there too, like if it's like slight imperfections, but yeah, no, they've done a really good job with it, dude.
Yeah, that'd be the shit. I've been working on like making sampled instruments, so like, I'll mic up I did like a dummy test with it where I just used like a field recorder, but I would like set it up and I recorded my grandfather's piano, which is in my living room downstairs, and
that's super fire.
Out of tune. It's 13 cents out of tune, so I had to like repitch the whole thing. But or I could just have somebody come and tune it, which I eventually will when I make the real one. But I'm learning on how to make like multi-sampled instruments, which is can insane, get a little complicated, and it's pretty fucking time consuming,
tedious, dude. Yeah.
When I make it, I'm gonna make it cross platforms, and I think I'm just gonna make it for free. Because you know I'm not a software developer, I don't really know how to do those things, but I think I'm gonna make it a contact instrument. It's super easy to make it like, you know, like a Fruity Loops or a
you should get your money, dude. Nah, dude, that if you're gonna put the time in, it's gonna be fire. Get that bread, dude.
Yeah, but then they're like, yo, where did this piano come from? And then it comes back to me or something like that. Then I'm, you know, it all
I see what you're
roads
saying.
lead to something in that regards. But I do get a little bothered with people when they put their foot in to the pool, and they're, you know, it's like I'm not a VST developer, so I don't want to be like, true. I just made a fire ass VST, which is probably packed full of flaws. Give me my money. Like it's not fucking worth it.
Yo, bro, you crashed my entire computer.
Yeah, it's not fucking worth it. But it will be a learning experience for me, and there'll probably be some wonderful mistakes in there. I'm gonna consider it like my first record or something. You know. You know, your first record is like, you look back at it.
That makes sense.
You look back at it and you're like, God damn, I could point out all the things that I'm doing wrong. First couple records, I could look back and really point out every record. I can look back and point out all the things that I wish I would have done differently. But a lot of people find gems in those, you know, imperfections. And
I agree too.
And
I think there's something to be said about that.
Well, when we polish ourselves off too much, we lose a bit of authenticity. I think there's a lot of originality. I think there's a lot of honesty in our mistakes. And I do believe that it translates. Before I went to music school and shit like that, before I started learning things that kind of changed my ear, like I remember that day, and I remember how like bummed out I was about like the music that inspired me to even want to pursue this level of artistry. Is now I'm looking at it like, wow, this shit kind of sucks.
Technically not good, yeah.
Yeah, like it is technically not good music, but it like changed my life. And so polish ourselves off, you know. Sometimes you gotta have somebody else polish you off.
But dude, there's just value in like, you know, I don't recommend this to everybody because like, especially like when you're like actually like have like a career in it. But as you're starting off, like you should just put out there because you never know like what'll happen. You know what I mean? Like even though it could like technically not sound perfect, like if the bass is there and like you can actually gain fans from it and they're like, they see the potential. If anybody can see the potential, that's a huge W, because they'll keep looking, and then you're only going to get better with time. We at least like to hope. Yeah. And, you know, and then you actually start building a fan base off of, like, you know, your garage band, like, no mix song you put out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I have people all the time that are like, yeah, whatever, your new shit's cool, but it'll never be as good as this. And I'll like listen to that song. I'll be like, that song is trash. Like, that's like the mix on that song is trash. I am offbeat. I am like, there's so many things wrong about it. But then I listen again and I'm like, but damn, wait, I wrote the shit out that song though.
You know what the beautiful thing is though, for that guy who says that song, like, assuming that you don't take it down, will always be there.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and then they can just go listen to that song. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm fine with that mind state. I'm fine with you not really relating to the newer shit and maybe just sticking around for the old shit. That's fine with me.
I think as an artist though, like, you need to have evolution. Like, you shouldn't be making the same music that you made 10 years ago, because in theory you shouldn't be in the same place in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I expect to hear some dad bars from you now, dude.
Maybe. I just got pissed on and I got shit on. Yeah, maybe. And then also, like, I have an idea of what I want my art to sound like too. And so I feel like if I started dropping dad bars, I'd be like, well, shit, I'm not allowing myself to be as vulnerable as I used to be. With
at the end of the day, it's whatever you want to fucking do, though. That's like and that's, artists just need to go with their gut. Like that, don't make music for what other people think. Make for what you want to do, and that's like the shit because that's gonna be what's most authentic, is the stuff that you genuinely want to do. Otherwise, you're like forcing something that like people expect, you know?
Once again, easier said than done, you know?
I know, dude.
When you are successful at one thing and, you know, you move on from that thing, taking further attempts at success, it is hard to not want to emulate or mimic the thing that was so successful for you. Like, let's say you guys have a breakout, and then, you know, every song from that you're going to compare to that.
Sounds
breakout.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
Well, or you're going to compare the success of that, the next thing that you do, to the last one, and that's not necessarily fair to you or the music or your fans, because some things just are, and like, you can't control the magnitude of something, because some things are just fucking, you know, lightning in a bottle, and that's what it is. If everything you make is lightning in a bottle, then you're a fucking superstar. Yeah,
but also, like, you have to have, like, just put out everything that, like, is genuine to you. And like, we have some personal records to us that like are some of our favorite records that we like put out, and like, as far as like numbers go, didn't really do like anything in the grand, like, crazy. But
my favorite songs are never the most popular ones.
But that doesn't make those. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, but that doesn't make the record any less to us. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, like, I still care about the record as much as I did when we made it before we put it out. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, because sometimes, like, there's technology behind this. There's algorithms behind this. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, not everything is like meant to blow up, you know? Like, but it's important to have the catalog, because when fans do come around from like that lightning in the bottle hit, like, when there's other stuff that they can check out, it's always a W. Because like I said, if you have one song and there's nowhere to go, that sucks. But if it's like they have like a whole back catalog, like, and that they're able to listen to, like, you just gained a fan, because they're going to gravitate towards that music and like hopefully enjoy it. You know what I mean?
And, you know, sometimes fans will jump on that lightning in a bottle song, and then they'll realize everybody else jumped on too, and they'll be like, nah, I need something more cutty to be like, oh, y'all ain't fucking with the real Mike Squires. You know, you're not fucking with the real Mike Squires. You just like his jukebox song, but you don't know about this song about his fucking, you know, his crazy toenails. Like, you don't know that song.
Dude, and that, like, the Toenail song has always been like a personal favorite of mine.
It's a hitter.
Dude.
It's a
like,
slapper.
Dude, like, I poured my heart into that. Like, I don't know. I just like
solo on that thing is higher.
Dude, fucking yeah, dude. And then fucking originally there was Glockenspiel on there, but we had to take it off because of copyright reasons. Ironically, the dude like took some chords from it. It's like this whole. I actually can't talk about it.
Damn. He's about to get sued over a Glockenspiel line.
Yeah, dude.
I want a Glockenspiel. I was looking at so I have a kid and I'm like trying to like get him all these like little fun little music instruments and shit. Native Bone 77 with the subscription. Hey, you know what? This would be a perfect time to go ahead and wrap this fucking headphone shit up. We got a lot of people in here. Shout outs to Mers for raiding the channel. Shout outs to everybody. How can I hype this up? Dude, shout outs to fucking Melissa Messner for just putting the hog on the table. I would say we should just send her the headset, but I think every time we were just like, let's just give Melissa Messner some shit. But let's wrap it up. Colin, if you want to go ahead and end the thing. Now, before Native Bone, if you would like to enter into the chance to win a pair of Astro A10 headphones, all you got to do is hit exclamation raffle, and you might flick around and win some headphones. You never know.
You can do it, dude.
There it is. He's in. He's in.
Boom.
Fucking yeah. All right. 2 minutes left on the Astro headset. Yeah, Melissa fucking hooks it up. Rick, good to see you. Melissa's gifting some shit out. One to Greaves community. You just gifted it to everybody? To the Greaves community? Here's how much I don't know about Twitch. I've never even seen that alert before. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
It's only something Melissa has unlocked. She's on like the next level of like...
Dude, she's on
I learned so much today. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting really hyped when like the level, like when we hit level 5.
Dude, it's crazy.
I was like, it's exciting energy.
Testosterone. Big love,
Is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do to like really hype this up right now, or like make this more dramatic?
We're just going, you know. We're just gonna let it end naturally. We're gonna pick a winner. We're gonna do a timpani roll, you know. And
I'm into it.
Boom, 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 boom. It's gonna be great. Squires.
Yes.
You are such a great fucking person. You are such a well of knowledge. You are such a positive force, and such a creative person, soul, person, energy, whatever the fuck you want to say about you. And
appreciate that, dude.
I respect every living shit out of you. How old are you?
25, dude.
I wish when I was 25 that I had the fucking ambition. I mean, I
gave
make
me cry, dude.
I gave a fuck when I was 25 for sure, and I wanted this, and I was working pretty hard when I was 25, but I didn't have your positive mental attitude when I was 25. So
we'll appreciate that fucking the shit ton. It means a lot coming from you, dude. I got like so much love for you, dude.
Well, it's dope to have you here. We have a weekly playlist that we do on Spotify. If there's any artists in the stream, make sure you hit up our Discord and drop some of your music in the Your Music channel in Discord. We would love to listen to some of your music and maybe put it in our playlist. It's got about 4,000 listeners at this point, so it's a nice little bump for, you know, if you got a single coming out or something like that. We would love to try to build it a little more, but
that's super fire.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your music. If you guys came over from Mers' stream, we'd love to fucking hear some of your music. So make sure you jump in that Discord and do that. But what song do you got for us today?
I think I sent Colin in Crazy Love, which is like the most recent release with Camila Recchio and Jay Wright.
Oh, and perfect.
I'm like really excited for that record too. Like, it's cool because like I'm basically starting like. I should have even plugged this, but I'll plug it now really, really fast. But friggin', I'm launching a YouTube channel where I produce and direct all the videos and songs. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to roll it out, and that was my second release. And, you know, I just see it growing, and I'm just like super thankful for how it's going. And most importantly, like I love all the music that I'm working on and creating. So, yeah, that's crazy. Love that you're about to hear in a second.
Well, and everybody can go listen to that right now.
Oh, I said Take Me Home. I said Take Me Home, which is also a really good one too.
Oh shit!
I just hyped it up. But
you know what, Squires? We're gonna put both in this week for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna put both of them. You are gonna dominate the Greaves Cantina jukebox this week.
Listen, dude. Take Me Home is a country song, dude. I never thought I'd make a country song.
Hey man, Fuck around and get that fucking Nashville money, dog. That's what I need. I just need a little bit of Nashville money, and I'll be out of here. God.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Oxarnexo. You just won yourself some fucking headphones. I don't even know if you're here anymore, but you got some headphones.
That's huge.
If you no, Pimo's not here anymore. He just like dipped in. He's like, oh, they saying my name, and then he dipped out.
Damn, dude. He actually might. He told me he was gonna watch the whole thing. My guess is that he might be playing Fortnite, and his phone might be like open right next to him. No, he's right there. He said he's here. He's been here the whole time. I knew. Listen,
this
that's
guy's
my
just
guy.
dead quiet during the story about his fucking epicness in front of this fucking music video, and he's just crickets.
He's just like sitting. He's just like wanting to make sure that he took everything in. That's hella funny. Yeah.
God.
He's just like, fuck you, Mike. I'm here. Yo, last thing. How's Pants, dude?
He's great. He actually texted me during this, and you might know the answer to this, actually.
What's up?
He goes, yo, what's the name of that Great Dane that rolled through our Las Vegas show when we were on tour with Chris Webby? Do you remember that dog? Big ass Great Dane that had like fucking ski goggles and had like fucking gun muffs on.
Yeah, but this just goes into the category. I don't know the answer to this, but this also goes into the category of just random ass things that have happened on tour.
Yeah,
it's like what?
I was walking through the fucking club and I was like, "What the fuck?" And there's just this giant dog, and I love dogs, so I was like, "Oh!" Yeah. And so I go up to the owner. I was like, "Can I hug this horse of a dog?" He's like, "Oh hell yeah, no, this dog's." And I'm just like chilling, like hugging this fucking Great Dane.
That's just like an average. That's like a normal day on tour. That's like not even crazy. That's just every day, dude. Just like something weird like that. That is super random.
So fucking weird.
The goggles, dude.
Pants. I don't know the name of that dog, but I do follow that dog on Instagram.
That's hilarious, dude.
I just don't remember his name.
Shout out to that dog, dude.
Shout outs to that dog. The dog is fucking tight. He rides in a motorcycle sidecar.
I know, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's just like one of those things where I just like looked at it and I was just like, oh man, I got work to do, but I really do want to go check this out.
That dog is fucking tight.
Yeah, dude.
Yo, thank you for joining us on Wired In Wednesday. Love you to death, man. If you guys haven't heard of Mike Squires, you have now. Please go check him out. Go ahead, Colin. We're gonna hit him with you can hit him with the socials because I will fuck it up. I always fuck it up. I'm a fuck up, Dad. But I wanted people. I want people to listen to the song that he re-recorded in the car too.
Oh yeah, that's not out yet, but March 12th.
March 12th. All right, that's definitely fucking happening. I'm very interested in that. You fucking son of a bitch.
I'm gonna send it to you. I want
to hear that. I want to hear both. Send me both.
Yeah.
I want to hear the shitty one and then
okay, I'll send you both.
Yeah.
I got you, dude.
Cool. Well, make sure you follow all of those socials. You can find me where you find me, or make sure you find Mike Squires where you find Mike Squires. Once again, my friend, so good to have you on here. So good to have this conversation with you.
No, this is great, dude. I appreciate you, dude.
And we'll be back on Monday for Lockdown Libations. And honestly, just have a great fucking week. Stay safe. Wear your fucking masks. Especially if you live in Texas. We will see you next week on Monday, y'all. Peace the fuck out. Thanks for everybody that subbed and donated tonight. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next week. Peace.